Data analysis is a critical technique in the process of estimating activity duration that involves acquiring and analyzing pertinent data in order to determine the time required to complete the project's activities. Data analysis techniques include alternative analysis and reserve analysis. Let's discuss each of them in this lecture as part of understanding data analysis for duration. Alternative analysis. It involves assessing and contrasting several alternatives or possibilities to choose the best strategy for finishing a project activity within an established time frame. Project managers may evaluate several alternatives, weigh possible risks and benefits, and make informed decisions about activity duration estimation by conducting alternative analysis. This can involve considering different methods, resources, tools, or approaches that could be used to accomplish the activity. For example, if the activity involves software development, alternative options might include using different programming languages and development frameworks, or outsourcing the task to a specialized team. Data and information related to each alternative are collected to support the analysis. This can involve gathering data from various sources, including historical records, industry benchmarks, expert opinions, market research, or feedback from stakeholders. The gathered information must be consistent with the established evaluation criteria and provide insights into the potential duration of each alternative. Project managers analyze each activity by considering the gathered information. They evaluate each option's viability, benefits, and drawbacks in terms of activity duration. To assess how each decision may affect duration estimation, this analysis may use quantitative methods like mathematical models or statistical analysis. Project managers analyze, identify, and evaluate the potential risks that are associated with activities. Project managers choose the most appropriate or preferable approach for estimating activity duration on the basis of analysis and evaluation. The selected option must be aligned with the project's goals, stakeholders' expectations, resource limitations, and risk tolerance. The selected alternatives serve as a basis for estimating the duration of the activity. Then we have the reserve analysis. Reserve analysis is used to determine the amount of contingency and management reserve needed for the project. It involves the identification and allocation of contingency reserves to account for uncertainties and risks associated with activity duration. Project managers may analyze the possible effect of risks and uncertainties, calculate how much time is needed to resolve them, and produce more precise duration estimates by doing reserve analysis. Contingency reserves are the estimated durations within the scheduled baseline, which is allocated for identified risks that are accepted. Contingency reserves are associated with the known unknowns, which may be estimated to account for this unknown amount of rework. Finding the risks and uncertainties that might have an impact on the duration of project activities is the first stage in reserve analysis. This can include factors such as technical challenges, resource constraints, external dependencies, or changes in requirements. In order to identify possible risks and uncertainties that might affect activity duration, project managers work with stakeholders, team members, and subject matter experts. Project managers update the time estimates for each activity after allocating the management and contingency reserves. The time allocated for managing possible risks and uncertainties is now included in into the duration estimations. The updated timelines give a more accurate picture of how long it will take to complete the task by taking into consideration the impact of potential delays or interruptions. See you in the next lecture.